Hi guys, welcome back to Hop into Precalculus. This video will be my answers for the 2026 FRQ for AP Precalculus, and this video will mainly focus on question 1 and question 2, which are the calculator ones. Next video will include question 3 and 4, which are the non-calculator ones. Okay, this is question 1 of the AP Precalculus 2026 free response questions. So here we're given the graph of f of x, and we're also given g of x is this function right here. So for a1, it says the function h is g of f of x. So h of 2 equals g of f of 2. And we can look at this to see that f of 2 equals 5. So this equals g of 5. And then you go to Desmos, you get the answer, negative 1.61339. And then that rounds to negative 1.614. So the answer is g of 5 equals negative 1.614. For the next part, A2, find all values of x for which f of x equals 3. So we have to find when the output of function f is 3, and that occurs here. So that means when x equals 1. Next is part B. So we have to find all values of x where g of x equals negative 1.5. So we need to use Desmos for this. In Desmos, we just type in y equals negative 1.5, and we can find for what x value, g of x equals negative 1.5, and that happens here. So the x value where g of x equals negative 1.5 is 5.4827, and that rounds to 5.483. For B1, the answer is x equals 5.483. And then for B2, we have to find the behavior of g as x values decrease and get close to 1. So we have to express the answer in the mathematical notation of a limit. So limit as x approaches 1 from the right, because it decreases to 1, g of x equals. So now we have to use Desmos. I graphed the line x equals 1, and we can see that as x approaches 1, so that means as it goes along the red curve and it goes towards 1, the value of g of x approaches negative infinity. You can see here it just becomes much more negative. So this means the limit as x approaches 1 from the right side, g of x equals negative infinity. Question C asks if function f is invertible, and f is indeed invertible. So for C1, yes. And now for C2, we have to give the reason for why the function is invertible. Now for question 2, A1, we have to use the given data to write two equations. So there's 1, 27.2, and 14, and 6, 14.8. So when we write the equations with v of t equals a times b to the t, is 27.2 equals a times b to the first power, and 14.8 equals a times b to the sixth power. And we can solve for this by doing 14.8 divided by 27.2. So that gives us a times b to the sixth divided by a to the b equals b to the fifth power. And then solving for b, we can use decimals, and we can get that b equals 0.885. And then we use this first equation by plugging b back into it, and we can find that a equals 30.719. Now for part B, we have to find the average rate of change from t equals 1 to t equals 6. Again, 1, 27.2, and 6, 14.8 are the points. So we have 14.8 minus 27.2 divided by 6 minus 1 equals negative 12.4 over 5 equals negative 2.48. And then for part 2, we had to estimate the value of v when t equals 3. And then doing this, we need to make a secant line. So we can put that in point slope form. Y minus 27.2 equals negative 2.48 times x minus 1. We plug in x equals 3. So we get y equals negative 2.48 times 2 plus 27.2. And that equals 22.24. And that means the value of the car is $22,240,000. For part 3, we are told that A of t is the secant line, and then we have to prove that A of t is greater than V of t for when t is between 1 and 6. So the function V of t equals 30.719 times 0.885 to the t. So then that means it is a decreasing and exponential function. So it would look something like this. And then that is going to be concave up. So any secant line approximation would be higher than the actual point. For part 3, we have to find the domain limitation for model V using the information given. And then, so we have to find when the value of the car will reach $2,000, and we can do that on Desmos by graphing the line y equals 2. With the line y equals 2, we can see that when t equals 22.361, that is going to be when the car's value is 2,000, and that's when the owner is going to donate it. Thank you for watching. I'll have questions 3 and 4 on the next video.